Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos, and today we are going to analyze how the pixels are going to behave depending on the niche of the e-commerce store that we're working. So I was onboarding a new client and he's on the cat niche, which I haven't worked in the cat niche for a while because most of the times there are people that are not serious about it and they're dropshippers, but he's a very serious businessman. And I'm also working in several accounts in the Christian niche. And I was starting to think, because you know, in the Christian niche, I'm not working actually with interest anymore because everything was removed. And I was very happy when I went to this account and I could start working again with interests. But I did a very big major observation. So I was watching and I was having very good results with interests, medium results with my lookalike audiences, and I was having kind of bad results with my broad targeting, which means that the pixel is not seasoned enough and it's not ready. So let's analyze a little bit about it. I was a little bit spoiled from working on the Christian niche accounts. Why? Because the interest got removed. That means that only the lookalikes and the broad targeting is working, and that means that we need a seasoned pixel. And of course, in these accounts, I was working even for the past 2-3 years and I was having data. I was even working with interest before that. But what has changed now with the cat niche? In the cat niche, what I'm realizing is that the competition is more. Why? Because new people can enter inside the game. For example, if you're having interests, you can go immediately and start your ads with interests and try to get good results. But with the other niche, the Christian niche, you cannot go and make an e-commerce store and start immediately with Facebook ads because most probably you will have to start with broad targeting, which is not going to serve you well when you are going to compete with other pixels that they are trained and they know exactly who to target inside a broad audience. So when you're picking your niche, it's also something which is very important. You have to see if you can actually start with Facebook, but at the end of the day, if the interests are being removed for the niche that you want to work to, then that means that if you manage to train your pixel, you will be ahead from the competition because not a lot of new people are going to enter into the market. And let me explain. Let's say that you are earning $5,000 per day in an account. Even someone who is starting now a dropshipping business for the cat niche or whatever, that means that he's going to compete with you. And all of these small people, at the end of the day, they are forming one CPM, which is for the cat niche. But in the Christian niche, because nobody can actually start with interests, you're not having this kind of issues. So let's talk a little bit about the range of the audiences and how difficult it is to train a pixel when it's in the cat niche or in the Christian niche for this specific example that we are having right now. So, because of the fact that the cat niche is having also interests, it means that in order for us to have a trained pixel, and I realized it by working in this account, which has a lot of data by the way, it means that we need to have more sales. And this is what I'm explaining also in my course and here in videos, that it's not about training the pixel, that it's actually when you're training a pixel, you don't just need a certain number, for example 100 sales or 1000 sales or 3000 sales. It really depends on the niche, because if the niche is huge and you're having a lot of competition, then it means that you need more data. But if the niche is also huge but you're not having a lot of competition, like the Christian niche for example in this case, that means that you don't need so much data in order to compete with the others. That being said, there are the niches that we can target with interest, and in my opinion, for these pixels that are targeting these niches, we're going to need more data because we're having more competition in order for us to have a seasoned pixel. And if we're talking about other niches that they are also broad, but they're not having interest, you need less data. And then of course, we're having the niches that you can use interest or whatever, but there are small niches. For example, let's say that instead of targeting the dog owners, or maybe the cats in this case, you're going to target just the Siamese cat, okay? Just the breed. So that means that you're going to target a smaller hot pocket or a smaller sub niche within the bigger niche of the cat. So over there, it's going to be easier for you to actually train your pixel, but guess what? You're going to have only one or maybe two interests at the best, and then you will have to go to lookalikes and broad targeting. So everything that we think about pixels and how fast we can train them. It really depends on how many people are advertising these specific niches, how many interests they exist for the specific niche, or if we want to go to sub niches and actually go there so that we can have a smaller amount of people, but we need less data in order to train our pixel and in order to be efficient and have more sales with them. So that's all I had about the pixels and how fast you can train them based on the niche that you're going to target and what kind of interest you can use. Don't forget that if you want to learn more about Facebook ads, you can check my free course or my book, and until we meet again guys, be creative and be consistent.